In this lesson, we'll cover the technical aspects of Beethoven's Moonlight Sonata first movement. This is a very difficult arrangement and is intended for advanced students. Make sure to sign up for Ukulele Fingerstyle Basics course, or if you're already there, to cover the legato and position shifts lesson, as this piece pushes these concepts to their limits. You'll notice on the score page 2 and page 3 marks, which correspond to the piano score found on Petrucci Library. As such, I'll cover each page in its own separate video. Musically, this arrangement is in the key of D minor and is in 4/4 time signature with triplets rhythm. This rhythm remains consistent throughout the entire movement, so there will be no pauses or difficult rhythms to think of, just a continuous flow of motion that you need to pay extra attention to, as you'll need rubato to be able to play some difficult passages, but also give shape to the overall movement and not sound flat. Overall, if you're a concert musician, expect 2 to 3 weeks to learn this. If you're an advanced player, expect 4 to 8 weeks to learn this arrangement, and if you're a moderate player, dedicate a few months to it. With that in mind, let's get started. The first 2 bars of the Moonlight Sonata start with a simple arpeggio that sets the triplet feel of the 4/4 beat, and we're playing the D minor chord, which is the tonic chord. And that is simply thumb, index, middle. What you want to do is you want to add shape to these D minor chords by playing the first beat louder, then softer, 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 and then beat 1 is louder, softer, softer, softer. Louder. Now while you play that first fret is your chance to take only your 3rd finger out and play the 3rd fret, then adjust your 2nd finger. Same thing, when you play the 1st fret, that's your chance to take your 2nd finger out and play the 3rd fret. Slide down, your 4th finger for that A7 chord. Make sure you hold down the 4th and the 3rd strings while you play that 1 to the 0. There's that melodic line, right, of the 3rd fret. Now you play that D minor chord for that cadence. Now your ring finger is going to be used. For those 2 A's, you want to use your ring middle. And while you play those 2 open strings, like we discussed in the Ukulele Fingerstyle Basics course, that's when you make the transition for the new fingering. That's your 4th finger, 3rd finger, as indicated on the score. D minor, partial bar for the G minor chord. G minor with the 1st inversion. Open. Slide your 1st finger up to the 3rd fret. Now you're going to take it down a string, and you're going to do your best to shift for that 1st fret. Use the resonance for that 4th fret, which will resonate your open 2nd string. Use that resonance to shift back for that 1st fret. F major chord. Now you have to slowly and carefully, again, use that resonance of your instrument. And you have to kind of use a trick of, doing a rubato there to get to that 1st fret. 4th finger. Now you're going to play the open and hold your 4th finger as long as possible. And you're going to play the 1st fret a lot softer than the 4th fret. The 4th fret is technically supposed to be on the 1st string, while the accompaniment is ringing over, similar to when we did those opens. But because it's the 4th fret on the 2nd string, it has to coincide with that 1st fret on the 2nd string as well. So we, as performers, have to create the illusion that it's still an accompaniment. Louder. 3rd fret. 3rd finger. 2nd. 3rd finger. 2nd. 3rd. 4th. You have to coordinate a lot to only isolate your 2nd finger and take it out of the mix to play the 2nd fret. And you really have to use rubato because there's no way to connect bar 14 to 15. And that's when you switch for that 5th fret. In real time. your goal to play that D. Ta da. You have to accent that difference between the minor and the major. Minor. Now comes fingerings from hell. First finger on the 4th fret, third finger on the 5th fret, second finger on the 4th fret, fourth finger on the 5th fret, and you have that right. These are fingerings from hell because we need to keep the chord as we shift down to that 2nd fret, but also because it's very difficult to play this with the bar on the 4th fret. The ukulele is sadly too small of an instrument to actually do it the easy way. So you have to do it this way, and while this looks really hard, once you get used to it, it's actually the easier option. So that's 1st finger, 4th and 3rd. Now you're going to use the same fingerings, but a little bit easier, because the 4th finger will be on the 5th fret and not the 4th fret. Really loud. Tension, 4th fret. 2nd, 3rd. Now you have to quickly jump and use your 3rd finger for the 3rd fret. 2nd, 1st. Now while you play this note, you have to play it loud enough to resonate in your instrument. Luckily that's a C note and you have the open C, so your top will resonate to give you some sort of echo that you can use to let go of the note and play your 5th fret. And as you notice, when you hear this, even without reverb added to the audio, it still sounds like you're connecting a legato. And while you play that 2nd fret with your 1st finger, you're going to let go and use your 2nd finger on the 3rd fret. And you're really going to have to stretch with your 3rd finger. And it's okay to let go of the C again. 1st fret. So in real time. 4th fret, 2nd, 3rd, 2nd, 4th, 3rd. Same trick that we did earlier. This is the cadence. Da-da. You isolate your 4th finger and you let go to the 2nd fret. In bar 22, it's very important that you understand it's the 2nd fret on the 3rd string that is the most important note. The 3rd fret on the 2nd string was actually supposed to be an open G, but when you put an open G, you end up doing, which really kills the spirit of the whole piece. So I took that open G and put it on the fret G, and then I lowered its volume down and accented that 2nd fret on the 3rd string. So that becomes, when you play that open, you're going to shift. Then you're going to slide, just because we're playing a fretted instrument. I don't know if Beethoven would have approved of that slide. Now, when you play those 2 5s,